in Denver at the Death Angel gig at the Larimer Lounge, and I'm sitting here with Tag Aguilera.
Aguilar. No relation to Christina Aguilera.
No,
None.
no. You sure?
I'm very sure.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm very sure.
Guitarist of the world famous band Death Angel. This is your second leg for the Relentless Retribution tour.
Yes, it is.
How has it been going so far, and how is the audience receiving your new album?
It's been going good. I mean, the audience has been receiving the album good, and the show's good. The shows have been, it's probably, ever since the band reformed, probably in 2001, it's the attendance, the best attendance we've had so far. And, the album's being well received, and it's good to see that people are coming out singing the songs, and it's just been great. The tour's been great, and, everyone in the band's happy.
A newest album was the highest ranking Death Angel album so far. Were you guys surprised?
Yes, we are. It exceeded our expectations, Relentless Retribution is the fastest, the thrashiest, and heaviest since Ultraviolence, It was our intention to go that direction. Also, the theme behind the album is based around betrayal, deceit, and revenge. That's the theme around the album. I mean, the band has gone through some ups and downs and some rough roads the past 3 years, so a lot of that was channeled into the writing. And also having Will and Damien in the band kind of helped surge that energy. I mean, they have different styles, as different styles than Dan and Andy. Dan and Andy were more like, Andy's more like a really powerful rock groove drummer, and Dennis is more like, really rolling punk rock bass player. And Damien and Will are more leaning towards the thrash. So their playing and their vibe kind of helped contributed to how the record sounds as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th!
Now, did Will and Damien have an input on the record, or is Rob still writing all of the stuff?
Well, for this record, I mean, when Dan and Andy left, everyone was kind of like, everyone had doubts, like, is it going to be Death Angel? Because they were key members. They helped contribute to the sound of the band. They were also songwriters, and they had a lot of input on the sound. So for this record, it was Rob wrote everything. It had to be where Rob wrote all the music, so it still had the Death Angel sound, know. But Will and Damien contributed their style of playing with the aggressiveness. So Rob was able to write more aggressively because he knew what their styles were.
Right.
So, and Mark wrote majority of the lyrics. There's like, Mark wrote 9 of the 12 songs and Rob wrote 3.
Nice.
So the album is consistent in the sense where Rob wrote all the music, Mark wrote all the lyrics, majority of the lyrics, but they were both on the same page lyrically, and all 5 of us was on the same page musically. So
nice.
That's why the album's so aggressive and so relentless.
Now, are you guys still in contact with the Pepper Brothers, or Andy for that matter?
I am not. Rob's in touch with Gus. Him and Gus play together, an acoustic project. When we're on break, Gus would come around and hang out with Rob, and they play acoustic guitar. But other than that, personally, no, I'm not in touch with any of them. No.
Now, you guys played South America last year for the first time. How was that? Because, I mean, South American fans are a hell of a lot more into the thrash metal scene. Hold on.
Trying to do an interview here.
South American fans are a hell of a lot more into the thrash metal scene than North America. How was that experience?
Amazing experience. I mean, we've always wanted to go to South America. We've had other bands that we know have been down there and talk highly about it, how the fans are really crazy and really into the music. And when we went down there, we experienced it firsthand. Like, wow,
Kick ass.
Kick ass. I mean, they're really, really passionate about music, It's just like, because not that many bands go down there all the time. I mean, you get bands that always play Europe and North America, but hardly any bands go out there because, it's, maybe a logistics factor, financial factor. But when we went down there, we were just blown away by the reception. And, people who've been waiting to see Death Angel ever since Death Angel formed. And for them to finally get to see the band, they were just ape shit.
Right.
They were going wild, and you know, it was amazing. It was amazing. I can't wait to get back down there.
Question. I watched that video where I don't know if it was you or Rob or Will explained your gear, what kind of gear you guys are using on tour. Do you guys take that gear with you overseas or do you rent overseas?
Both. You know?
Well, of course you take your guitars and a couple basses.
Yeah, guitar, but you know.
I got a raindrop right on the
Raindrop, come on, Rain. By the way, he's got a little raindrop. Are you recording? I hope you're recording. He's got a little raindrop. Gear, in North America, we bring all our own gear because it's within North America, we travel.
Yeah.
But when we go overseas, we bring a few things, guitars and amps. And usually they supply the cabinets and drums while we're out there. So.
Nice, nice. Now, you guys also recorded some shows while you were on tour. Is that for upcoming DVD?
Yes, we're coming out with a film. We have a guy out, Tommy Jones.
Yes.
He did our River of Rapture video. And he's documenting and filming everything on this Relentless Retribution touring cycle.
Yep.
And
really nice guy, by the way. I met him.
Guy, Tommy Jones.
Yep.
And he's putting it together. And we saw the trailer for the Thrashermentary, and it's amazing.
How much input did you guys have on the content of the movie?
Well, we're gonna let Tommy go to town. You know, we've seen the work he's done. We know he's great at it. He's awesome at it. So we're gonna let him go to town, and he's just gonna show us the final draft. And you know, if we have input, we have input. You know, of course we're gonna have input, but Tommy's gonna run with it. And from what we saw, it's amazing.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Nice. And it comes out spring 2012?
Exactly, around spring of 2012.
Okay.
You know, he's gonna film the rest of this year.
Nice.
So.
Nice. Now, I mean, we kind of do have to talk about the record, even though it's not new no more. Came out last year.
September.
Yeah. And you guys went with a new producer, Jason.
Yes.
And how different, if at all, was it working with Jason?
It was good. It was good. I mean, Jason, he's an incredible producer, engineer, and he has an incredible ear for music. Amazing voice, singer, an amazing guitar player. And the reason why we went with him is because at the time we were writing Relentless Retribution, the songs that we were coming up with sounded really intense, really fierce and brutal, and we wanted someone who could capture that and give it a fierce and brutal sound. And at the time we were writing, Rob was giving guitar lessons. So he had students. Students would come in and go, hey, could you teach me this? Could you teach me that? And one of the albums students brought in was August Burns Red.
Oh, nice.
Who happens that Jason produced that record. One night after rehearsal, me and Rob were in his car listening to that record, and we were just like blown away by how
brutal
it sounds.
Intense,
you know,
right?
You know, the guitar sounded clear and sizzling and intense, and the drums were big, and we were like, that's the guy that should produce our record. So we got in touch with him, and he happened to be a Death Angel fan, and the schedule we wanted, he happened to be open, so we flew out to Florida and recorded the record.
Well, and speaking of schedule, in between recording and producing and whatnot ever, you guys also played some gigs, like quite a few gigs, and went back into the studio. Yeah. And how did that hurt or help the whole process of the album? Did it like relieve you from the grind of the studio, or was it kind of?
Yes, it did. It kind of, you know, we had the, because sometimes being in the studio could be monotonous. You're there like 12-hour days, you know, just recording and recording. But it's good because you get to see the songs come to life. But to take a break and do some live shows to wring out the rust, you know, it was great for also recording because you get that fire and intensity of playing live. Then when you go back to record, you have that mentality. So you bring that energy back into the recording. So it was good, recording, playing live, then going back to recording.
So is that something you guys maybe do for the next record?
I think so. I think so. I think, you know, the plan is to write the next record while we're on the road. So by the time this touring cycle is done, we have all these songs, and we have a lot of shows under our belt, that energy, that we're gonna just go into the studio. You know, that's the plan.
Now your new album and also some of the older ones are going to be released on vinyl. What is your take on today's media, vinyl versus CD versus MP3?
Well, MP3 you can burn it in seconds. Vinyl you can't. You know, it's gonna take a while for you to, you know, throw that into a file. I've always been a big fan of vinyl. I mean, it seems like you get your money's worth.
And it has a comeback too.
Yeah, it's a great comeback, and a lot of bands are doing where buy the vinyl and get a digital download. I think that's a great idea.
What is your stand on downloads then? Like a lot of bands, you know, there where you can download the whole album and, you know, promote yourself or whatnot ever. What is your stand on that whole, I don't even know what the hell to call it, that, you know, hey, download our crap, listen to us, and maybe buy our shit?
I'm on the fence. I mean, it's today's generation. You know, my generation is you go out and buy the record, or if someone tapes,
yeah,
if someone records the album for you, you go out and buy it. I mean, that's just, I mean, nowadays with the internet, you can get everything so instant.
Right.
It's just right there with a click of a mouse. You know, I'm used to waiting or seeing
Until
an
it comes
advertisement
out,
until
right.
it comes out.
Yeah.
And downloading, I download music, but I purchase my music, you know? But there's nothing you could do about it, really. I mean,
True.
you know, my personal opinion on downloading, people are gonna download your music. There's no getting away. The true diehards buy the stuff. I buy CDs myself. I mean, you can download music, you can't download the t-shirt.
Right.
You can watch the show on YouTube, but it's different than being at a show.
Yeah.
So the live show, it's where it's at, you know? So hopefully when people come see us live, we have CDs for sale so they could come and buy the CD.
Right.
But downloading, there's no stopping it. You gotta find a way to work with it. Go with the flow and work with it, you know? So that's why we try to throw features in there of like a bonus DVD or something, or a packaging that's killer, you know?
Right.
So, but we know the true diehards buy it. So, you know, we just gotta go out there and tour, and it's the live show.
Just quite recently, we did an interview from Gus from Malevolent Creation, and he was throwing an idea out that maybe just having a Florida death metal band tour. Has that idea ever been thrown around, just a Bay Area thrash band tour?
There's so, you know, there's talk about Testament, Exodus, Death Angel, and Forbidden going out on tour. I'm sure it's gonna happen, but right now it's not because of the schedules. Like right now we're touring.
Forbidden is going to tour later on.
Yeah, Testament's writing a record, and you know, Exodus, Gary's off doing Slayer. So it's just the scheduling. I mean, down the road, I'm sure our schedules are going to be open where we're going to do it. I mean, we did the 70,000 tons of metal together.
What is your unbiased opinion of the American origin of the thrash metal scene?
I think it, you know,
and I'm not counting Slayer or Metallica or Megadeth now.
I mean, a majority of the thrash, it was born in the Bay Area. But then you got your pockets like Los Angeles with Slayer, Dark Angel, and Hyrax. Then you have New York with Overkill and Anthrax, you know? But a majority of the bands were in San Francisco Bay Area. I mean, Metallica originally started from LA, but they moved up to San Francisco. But
and Slayer isn't even from the Bay Area.
They're from LA.
Yeah, from Huntington Beach.
But, you know, it was born in the Bay Area. You know, that thrash was born in the Bay Area, but the influence was from new wave of British heavy metal.
What do you listen to in your downtime?
Personally, or the whole band? Or?
Personally.
Wow. I've been listening to Pink.
Not Christina Aguilera?
No, I like Pink.
Pink?
She's like, her albums are very soulful and amazing. And every now and then I'll throw in Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, because I like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And I still listen to the classics. Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, old Metallica.
There you go.
Old Slayer, but you know, you know, Rob and Mark, they've been spinning a lot of old Scorpions with Yuli Roth, and I've been listening to that, which is really good. And they've been spinning a lot of Tigers of Pang Tang and Queen and all that. So I've been listening to a lot of the older stuff because, you know, it's been a while. Then when I go back and listen to it, I realize, wow, this is timeless music.
Right.
It doesn't sound dated. It's timeless. So.
Now you guys are going to be on Neckbreakers Ball in Europe
Yeah, with
in October.
Elevati, Dark Tranquility, and I forgot who else.
I have no clue. That's going to be in October all over Europe, right?
Yeah, October, November.
Yeah. What's after that?
Home for the holidays. Well, home for Thanksgiving because the past 2 Thanksgivings we weren't home. So we're going to enjoy the holiday. We're going to probably end the year off with a big San Francisco show.
Nice, nice. Any ideas on the new album end of next year or beginning 2013 or any?
We're going to probably... It's kind of hard to tell right now. We're going to write on the road. It's kind of hard to tell whether... If I tell
So you guys
now,
have Pro Tools on your computers?
We have little mini recorders. So it's hard for me to say we're going to record in 2012 because the year's not over and, you know, they might extend this album cycle longer. You know, I don't want to say we're going to record there and we don't.
Right.
The plan is to record in 2012 to have songs ready, but if the album does so well, we could be touring even longer.
Right.
So,
Right, cool.
but it'll be much quicker. You know, we'll get an album out soon.
Nice.
So.
All right, well, thanks a lot, man.
Dankeschön.
Bitteschön.
Guten Tag.